Hello guys, I'm Jose and this is Introduction to Processing. When you first open processing, you will see that processing is just this white window and there's a play button, a stop button and some saving files, operations. Um, so it's all about writing code. So let's see how we can get started with that. Processing has two main functions. One is called void setup and the other one is called void draw. And this will allow us to actually open a window, draw some things on that window, and eventually also animate those things, like update the code frame after frame. So we will see what is the difference between these two functions in this video and how to get started. So the function size allows us to build a window. This will produce a window of 600 by 600 pixels. Notice that we have to finish every line with a semicolon. That is the syntax of processing. We will be seeing as well what these curly brackets and parentheses means over the next few videos, but for now let's just continue. We also have the background function that allows us to paint the screen of a specific color. This color over here can go from 255 to 0. Or it could also be RGB, so we could specify 3 colors and actually make a color background. For now I will just paint it black. So now we have a black window. Let's try something simple. Let's try something like drawing an ellipse on the screen. We can do that by typing ellipse. An ellipse asks us for 4 variables to actually draw it on the screen. It asks us for an x position, a y position, a width, and a height. So we will put something like 200, 200, 20, 20. So we can see now that there's an ellipse, in this case a circle, that has been drawn in the screen. For the purpose of graphics, we can actually add a function called smooth that will activate the anti-aliasing of processing, so things will look smoother and nicer. But I want to see this ellipse somehow moving in the screen. I want to see what about putting it in the position of the mouse. How do we do that? So I'm going to use mouse X. That processing, it's an inbuilt function that allows us to control the position of the mouse and draw this ellipse in the mouse position. Right, so now wherever the mouse is, we have an ellipse. This is happening because every frame processing is recalculating the position of the mouse and redrawing that ellipse in that new position. So it's constantly updating. Let's see the difference. What if we bring this line of code? I'm going to cut it and paste it back in setup. Notice how now the background is not being refreshed, but the new ball is painted over the canvas. The effect is completely different. The idea here is that everything that is happening in void setup happens just once at the beginning of the script. Is where variables get initialized or operations that we just want to do once. So we just paint the background once and then keep constantly looping. This is the part of the code where we loop. We constantly loop and build new balls in the screen. We get this idea of a brush of circles. On the other hand, if every frame we repaint the background black, we have the idea of an animation. So this is the first lesson and I hope it's clear.